Well. Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and we are back with one of our favorite reality TV stars from one of our favorite reality shows. Melody Cherie is back in the building. How
What's
are
up?
you today?
Oh my gosh, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited about the second half of season 4. Can you
Yeah.
tell me why y'all needed two halves for this season?
You know what? Honestly, I think that Carlos loves to have the anticipation, right, of the audience. He loves for y'all to be kind of on pins and needles waiting to see what's going to happen. So, the network ordered several episodes. So I'm sure for him it made sense to air half of those episodes, give it a little break, make y'all wait just a little bit, build up the anticipation, and then, of course, roll back out with the second half.
So when you guys have this like slight little break and you have to go back into filming, are you mad from things that you saw from the first half of the season? Like, how are you feel? Like, does that influence how you react to people going forward in the next half? Because that's got to be like it's kind of a nonstop thing.
Well, believe it or not, we already filmed all the episodes. So we're done filming. We finished filming in August.
Okay. So you
So
guys
you
just
guys are going, yeah, so you guys are going to see footage that started maybe around May that we
okay,
filmed May, June, July, and August. Yeah, so we're done.
okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
But to lead to kind of some of the point, what I will say is different. Whenever the network started airing episodes before we were done filming the seasons, it definitely affected how you felt as you're filming with certain people and you're able to see what was filmed a couple of months ago and what was said. They didn't do that in the beginning when the show first came out. It was not like that. So when they moved to that method, oh yeah, it definitely was like, wait a minute, hold
Okay. I want to ask you real quick because I know we don't have a lot of time. How is business going?
You know what? Business is going amazing. I feel thankful. I'm blessed. God is amazing. You got an opportunity to try some Seventh
Oh,
Avenue.
I know. Listen,
You
I
get
just
a
did a
bomb commercial.
I just did another shoot, right? And we did some stuff with your product line. So more of that to come. Offline, I'll talk to you about that.
So yes, business is going very well for me. Like I said, I give God all the praise and thanks. I have a successful skincare line that I just launched, and I've got some big conversations happening right now around my skincare line that I'm unable to disclose, but I've got some big conversations happening. I have my class that I still teach. I have a current class running now, matter of fact. So I've had over 500 students who have gone through my master class since June of 2020.
Can you tell us what the masterclass is about? Because I want people who are watching this to also know, the thing I love about Carlos King shows and the shows on OWN, and especially with Love and Marriage Huntsville, is that we do get to see a lot of you guys' business endeavors. So can you tell people what the class is about so that they can know how to join and you know what information they'll be getting?
Absolutely. So my master class is actually helping my students get into a multi-billion dollar industry called property preservation. So property preservation has been a white male dominated industry for a long time. I got in the business when I was 20. I was 25. 20, it was 2010. So you're 25. Yeah, well, yeah, 25. So I got in when I was 25. And it's the process of working on and maintaining foreclosed properties for the banks. So when you see foreclosures in different neighborhoods and communities, a lot of times people don't think about who's maintaining these properties until they're sold, who's cutting the grass, who's doing the lock changes, who's doing the evictions. If a storm comes through, who's taking care of that storm damage? Well, as property preservationists, that is what we do. So I've been teaching students all across the country. I've had students from California to New York to Florida who've taken my course and gotten contracts themselves for their businesses to get in this game. Some of them have been able to resign from their 9 to 5s. And I've loved being able to teach my students, mostly African American women. I've loved teaching them how to get in here and make their money and build generational wealth. So
You just taught me something I did not know about. I mean, literally, I just and I was telling somebody else the other day, I was like, I got into real estate on the side because of watching you guys.
Wow.
And yeah, no lie.
That's
And so I just learned something else. Do you have to have a real estate license to do
no,
property preservation?
no license required, no experience required. I have students who come through my course. This is their first experience pertaining to real estate. And so with my master class, they get a whole team. They get 4 people who are behind them, making sure that they're getting contracts, getting work orders done, teaching them how to build their subcontractor team. They get access to all the forms that I created and used when I was in the game. It's an amazing 5-week course. And so I love, I was an educator. I taught middle school English. So this allows me to still enjoy, do what I enjoy and what I love, which is teaching and helping people to know that they can go to another level in life. And so it makes me feel fulfilled teaching.
I love that. I love that. What is one of the biggest lessons that you took away from working? Because we're talking about when you started the show, you worked with the comeback group, but then you left, right? What were your biggest takeaways from that experience that you could maybe impart to somebody else who may be thinking about, starting a collective with their own, group of friends or colleagues or partners? Like, what is something they can take away from it that you learned and that you may even want to warn them about?
Absolutely. So first, I will say, contrary to popular belief, I want to start with this. You can do business with friends. Okay. It is possible. There are plenty of people who are friends running successful companies. It is possible. So I do want to say that coming out the gate. I also, though, want to say, pay attention to red flags, not pay attention to red flags, and don't be afraid to kind of go against the grain and make the decision that you feel is best for you, best for your business, best for your brand, despite other people maybe wanting you to go the route they want you to go. Be confident in what you feel you need to do that's best for you. So many times it's easy to be swayed, right? It's easy for us. We kind of, sometimes you have people who are very wishy-washy. They go with the wind, right? And so I would say stand firm in whatever your decision is. You guys saw me on this show say multiple times that I was not interested. Nope, I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested anymore. And I stood behind that. And that continued to be my answer. So pay attention to the red flags, stand firm on what you feel is best for you. But even despite all of that, do know that with the right people, friends and business can mesh well together.
Okay. Do you think that maybe the cast perceived you as being difficult, or do you think that they understood where you were coming from?
I'm not really sure how they perceived me. I'm not sure. I think Kimmy for sure, was very much so. I would say she and Maurice probably were much so understanding, especially when the divorce started happening, right?
Right.
Going on with the marriage, then divorce. I think that they for sure understood me not wanting to have any, dealings and start to cut ties as much as I could with things that had been held between both of us. But again, I don't worry too much about what other people think of me or how they perceive me. I believe in staying true to who I am. So once my decision became, I'm not interested, that stayed my decision consistently throughout the process.
Okay. And I want to also ask you, because we see a lot of reality TV personalities, start businesses. And we've also recently seen, I won't name any names, some that haven't been received so well, right? What to you is the key to, as a reality TV star, starting and executing a successful business plan? Because I think that's really, really important.
So one of the key pieces for me and why I've been able to launch from my God Said Go merch line, launch my masterclass, launch 7th Avenue Premier Skincare, launch a whole production company, by the way, that has a show that's been picked up. You will hear about that in the future, very near future.
You got some tea for us. Okay.
I do. Yes, I do. I'm excited. but for me, you know, I'm about to walk in New York Fashion Week as well this weekend. So for
What?
me, I, so for me,
Wait. Stop. You cannot, Melody, you cannot drop bombs like that and then just keep on trucking.
do that. Come on.
No. New York Fashion Week?
I am. Yes, I'm walking this weekend. I'm super excited.
That's huge. Can you tell us for who, or can you tell us what the circumstances are?
Absolutely. So Sunday at Sony Hall in New York, I'm actually modeling for Stephen Godot, and beautiful layout. I've tagged him in some of my stuff on my Instagram as well, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Traveled to New York last week, and I actually trained with one of the best walking coaches in the game. He's trained Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, to name just a few, honestly. And I was gonna lead to how I feel, in terms of, anytime you start something and you put your mind to something, you have to be willing to do the work when it comes to that. And I think that's why I've been able to be successful with my different businesses and my different ventures, is because when I decide to do something, I work it. It's nothing for my audience to see me downstairs packing my 7th Avenue skincare products. You know what I'm saying? I'm very hands-on. I'm very involved. I have to be a part of the process from beginning to the end. I'm not too quick to turn over tasks and have other people do things. I have to be hands-on and involved. And I think when you're talking about building a foundation, when you talk about making people fall in love with whatever it is you're giving that's for sale, and falling in love with the story, falling in love with the product, showing that process throughout, and the tenacity that comes along with being a woman business owner and what that looks like. They've seen me late at night packing orders. They've seen me early in the morning packing orders. I just shared with you, I flew to New York. I was in New York for 24 hours and did 2 walking training sessions in 24 hours. Because I had other engagements, so I had to get back. So it just shows you've got to be dedicated. You've got to be dedicated, consistent. My products, I haven't changed. My chemists, I haven't changed any formulas. The same people who started buying my products in February, they're getting the same product now in September. You know what I mean? And so I'm firm and a hard believer in, you have to work your business. You have to.
You mentioned production company. I'm not gonna let that slide. Okay. So I just want to know, I know you can't tell us what the shows are. What kind of shows would you like to produce?
Okay. So I have a production company called Tilted Crowns Productions. My manager, Dawn Michelle, and she's been in the game for over 30 years. She's, worked with and managed people from Tupac to Michael Jackson to everybody in between. And so whenever we decided to start this production company, we got an amazing showrunner as well, who's with Paramount. Actually, he was signed to Paramount by the president. And so we decided to come together, create this production company. And I will, just to give you a little bit, what we have coming out literally shows the mind, body, and spirit coming in one. So you will get to see what that looks like, from the perspective of, how do you make sure you're taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit while still getting to the bag, getting to the money, right? So I would love and enjoy doing shows that are positive, uplifting, things that help people, because I love helping people. That's part of me sharing my story, being transparent, knowing that has helped so many women who are in the same situation or who've been in the same situation, and they found strength through my story and me telling my story. So I want to continue to do things that are positive and uplifting.
Okay. I do have to ask you about the season real quick.
Absolutely.
We see you and Martell on what looks to be a fabulous vacation, having a great moment. But then last week, we saw all heck break loose on social media. Can you tell us or give us a clue as to where things took a turn?
Okay, sure. So the vacation with the kiddos, it was what it was. It was a great trip. I didn't have any problems on the trip. I didn't have a problem even inviting, my ex and his mother to come along. The trip was fine. My mother was present as well. I think what you guys have witnessed is what you've witnessed since 2018 when we started filming this show. Just that up and down roller coaster, up and down, back and forth. 1 minute, what I dealt with for many years, 1 minute you think you're good, then the next minute you're not, or as soon as someone doesn't get their way, it's an issue, it's a problem. And you know, I'm at a place in my life, DJ Richie Skye, honestly, where for me, peace and boundaries are so important because I went through so many years of those things being taken advantage of, that now it's very important to me. And I have no problem expressing that and standing on that and not folding when it comes to that. And so anything that crosses boundaries in terms of me, any personal information about me, anything that seems like it's going to mess up my peace, when I see it now, I just say cut. And sometimes people don't like it when you say cut.
Yeah. That's I think some good advice for a lot of not only ladies but men to hear as well. Just also real quick, what do you make of the very public display of the relationship between Martell and Sheree? Do you believe this?
You know, I really haven't put much thought into it. You're not the first person to ask me that. I really haven't put much thought into it. I don't really think about what my ex has going on in his life, his, you know, romantic life, private life, or any of that. So when I saw it, I found out when you guys found out, I saw it on the blogs, and I was scrolling on social media and I kept scrolling. You know, and honest, I didn't think much about it. I kept scrolling. I didn't hit up my girls, hit him up and say, oh, I didn't think anything. I think because I have tried to so far remove myself from that whole energy. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, shoo, you know.
Last question. What kind of energy is Mel bringing to this second half of the season?
I think for me, the second half of the season, starting out, you're going to see the energy of a mother who is protecting her children at all costs. Definitely in the first part. As the season, the second half continues on, you see me get back to my place of, okay, let me remind you, I can get with you to my, okay, let me calm back down and enjoy my house on the hill and my peace. You know what I'm saying? that Mel. Being honest, like I tell people all the time, I love being at home. I like, please don't call me, don't bother me, just quiet, just peace. I barely even turn the TV on. So I love being here in my peaceful space. And as we get through the rest of the season, once I have my moment of reminding people don't play with me, I very quickly go back to my peaceful space.
Well, I just want to say we love both sides of Melody. And so we cannot wait to see we cannot wait to see what you bring this season and what you continue to bring outside of the show. And I just want to say thank you not only for the time that you took today, but also for being an inspiration and giving us some like really good insight into what you have going on. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you so much too. Thank you.
All right. Skye Squad, we will catch you in the next video.
Yes, sir.